Hi, everybody. I'm Tori.
I'm Courtney, and we're your bitch pack friends.
All right, we're back. It's been a while, and we're talking about two of Netflix's greatest television shows that are on right now. This week, we're going to be dishing on Love on the Spectrum season 3 and Adolescence. Love on the Spectrum, I'm obsessed with. Love it.
So good.
Love to watch it. Adolescence, Courtney had to convince me to watch. I
Mhm.
went into it with varying degrees of enthusiasm.
Yes. And I wouldn't say, I'm just going to come right out and say it. I wouldn't say Adolescence was good, but it was something different.
All right, so these two shows, one of them is a little heavier, one's a little lighter. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Adolescence so we can end on a happy note.
Okay. All right. I like that idea. So, Adolescence, like you recommended it to me a couple times, but lots of I just kept hearing about it everywhere and multiple
Mhm.
people recommend it. I feel like it's like a phenomenon, and like you're right that it is very unique. I guess, why do you think it's worth watching? Let's start with that.
So I kind of had a hard time focusing on the actual storyline because I was so obsessed with how they were shooting it and
Mm.
just focused on the fact that they are acting without any cuts.
Mhm.
And so I found that fascinating. Like the talent that they all needed. And there's this little kid doing it. And I look at my kids and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder, like, at first I thought, like, the third episode would be the hardest, where it's just the two of them, like, talking, because it seems really intense when
Well,
he's
that's the one
with,
where it's the kid and the lady,
yeah, the
whatever her job
psychologist.
was. Yes.
That, I bet it was really intense for them, to be fair, but, like, logistically, some of the other episodes, that's
They're
probably
using
way harder.
they're flying the camera with the car on what, a
Yeah.
drone, I'm assuming. Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, it must be. And there's like hundreds of people. Like the episode where they're in the school, they have to like coordinate like hundreds of people to be able to pull off the shots the way that they do.
Which you would think it would just wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And the way that they I like that it's like kind of like almost in real time, like covers like about an hour every episode, because it's one shot. It has to be in real time. So that was kind of cool. It kind of makes like the episodes more intense.
Yeah, it was cool. Maybe it's just because I have little boys, but even up until the very end of the show, I was like, did he do it? But now when I look back, I'm like, obviously he fucking did it. There's a video of him, spoiler alert, there's a video of him beating this girl. And I was like, I don't
Yeah.
think he did it.
Yeah, spoilers everywhere. Yeah, you're
This sweet boy.
parent of a boy. That's it. That's your body. You're like
I'm a
a
boy
little.
mom. Boys don't do that.
It was a little jar. Like, I didn't. Okay, I figured it out in the first episode that he did it,
Hmm.
but up until they showed him doing it, I didn't believe that he did it, because I was like, he's a little boy. Little boys can't do that. Look at him. He doesn't even
So
have any arm muscles.
what was it about the first episode that made you realize he did it?
I literally didn't believe it until they showed it on camera.
Okay, so you didn't believe it.
No, no.
So maybe I think the way it opened, which I'm sure they do on purpose, where they make he pisses himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start off feeling bad for him.
Yeah, he's
SWAT
scared. He's
blows his door
embarrassed.
down. Yeah, so immediately you're like, this poor thing. And I never
Yeah.
got out of that.
Yeah, and everybody else that's with him, like the parent, like his dad is like the most sympathetic character to me. I felt for the dad so much.
The
Him
mom
being in
bugged
there.
me. I don't know why.
Interesting. Okay.
She was, so the part where he chooses his dad as his, his responsible
Yeah.
adult. And the mom's like,
Mhm.
why did he choose you? I was like, is that really something to talk about right now?
Way to make it about you, Mom. Like,
Right. Shut up. I chose dad. And that's probably why.
yeah, I mean, it was good for the story because they're talking about like what it means to be a man or whatever, and then so he's got his dad with him. But yeah, his dad like having to deal with like face the facts in the first episode and then deal with the aftermath in the last episode, like heartbreaking, beautiful, so sad. But
That
I also
birthday episode was just painful. It was
his 50th
terrible.
birthday, yeah.
It was just terrible thing after terrible thing.
But the other thing that made me think that he didn't do it in the first episode was that they're going through basically the monotony of like getting arrested, right? So they're going through all these details, how scary it is, how intense it is, how invasive it is. And you're like, this poor kid is innocent, and that makes everything terrible. Like,
Yeah.
everything is terrible
So
because
much worse. And
he doesn't deserve it. this isn't fair. This is scary. This is traumatic. And then when you find out he did it, you're like, no, I don't care. You deserve all that.
Little stinky butt.
I hope they put you in a cell with a big scary man. That's what I hope happens
You're
to
done.
you. So yeah, so the first episode, I actually didn't like the first episode that much. I think my favorite was probably the one with the psychologist, and then, or like the middle two I liked a lot. The one with the psychologist, or the one where it goes into his school
I
and the
like that
cops are
one.
investigating. Yeah. Yeah, just because and I like how it shows like the ripple effect of how like everybody in the community, it's not just about him, it's like all these people in their community that are affected by it.
Right. And I thought, was that the second episode?
Yeah.
So I thought for sure in that one they were going to find out who really did it. Because, I never accepted that it was him.
Are you still like waiting for the sequel to come?
Yeah, what happened after that?
They can make a video do anything these days. It's true.
It's like I needed the kid to be like, yes, I did it.
Yeah. And even in the episode with the psychologist, he says he didn't do it. And by then I was like, give it up, kid. Like
he did lose my trust when he kept like losing his cool during that. And then at the end he was like, do you like me? I was like, oh, this poor guy. This poor murderer.
So then I thought it was very like profound in the last episode when he's finally like telling his dad that he's gonna plead guilty. And so he basically like finally admits it.
But even then I was still, because I've watched a lot of true crime where like, was it The Staircase? Did we talk about The Staircase?
No.
Where the guy talks about pleading guilty, and they basically do it just to like drop everything. Yeah. Even though he still to this day says he's innocent. He like took a guilty plea or something. I don't remember what the facts were, but it's like, just because you plead guilty doesn't mean you're admitting you were guilty, Yeah.
All right. So you thought maybe that's what Jamie was doing?
Yeah.
That's so
like he's
cute.
He's just sick of this system.
Yeah,
he wants to be done with it.
He can't take it anymore. He wants to take the deal.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I was resistant to watching it, even though it was so popular, is I just feel like I don't need any more propaganda telling me I need to hate men. And I was like, that's what this is. And like, I have plenty of messages telling me how bad men are. I don't really want to watch this, especially a little boy.
Yeah.
And
they're like, not only do you have to not only do you have to hate men, you also have to hate little boys. It's time.
I was like, I don't have it in me. And it was kind of like that. And I'm sure a lot of people, that was their takeaway, is just that like men are evil. You can't trust them, and all they want to do is get laid, and they'll kill you if they can't.
Yes.
But also I think it was actually like a pretty good takeaway of like how many bad things are on the internet, and how you shouldn't like let your 12-year-old be online unsupervised for hours and hours and hours. Like,
very true.
I actually feel like that's really helpful, and that's actually like constructive for parents to think about how to protect their kids online.
Yeah.
Which is like a true message in the show. Whereas I think it is also a true message in the show that like men are evil, which is not great. I think the internet thing is actually pretty like serious and like true to society.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, I still can't believe that it's legal for anyone under 18 to have social media. Like, that blows my mind. It should be a law. That is one thing. Like, I am pretty relaxed as a parent.
Yeah.
But I'm like, my kids are not, like, they will have flip phones when they turn 16 or whatever age they're going to need to be able to communicate with us when we're not together. They're not getting smartphones. I can't do it.
Yeah. Dude, at the school that I teach at, there's a lot. I had to have a talk the other day with an 11-year-old boy about like sexual behavior. And I was like, buddy, wherever you learned how to do that, you need to stop watching those videos. Like, you're not old enough.
God.
And they all have smartphones. And I'm like parents are so like overprotective in some ways, but then like when it comes to technology, they're like
smartphone.
They're not protective at all, and they just like release their kids to the wolves and like every terrible thing that's on the internet.
They're like, my kid can't watch Disney movies. Here's your iPhone.
Yeah. They're like, he's not allowed to walk to the end of the street by himself, but he can access the dark web. Like,
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Everything's fine.
It makes me so angry.
Well, and like the little boys, I don't know. They don't even need the help of the internet to be perverted. Like leaving baseball on Monday, it was like I say a group, but it was like 3 or 4 boys. 2 of them were mine. And then the other 2 boys, there was a little girl who walked by and they were like, look at her butt. You can see her underwear. She had like little bike shorts on. And there was another little girl, probably their age. My dad, of course, started laughing and he was saying it, telling me and Joe what the boys just said. And Kellen goes, whose butt? Like they can't help it.
Yeah, you're right. It's such a good point. They don't need the internet. They're
They
already
don't need help. They're already looking. They're already talking about your daughter's panty lines.
what a world we live in. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was well done. But then even like, so it's a British show, and I was reading that like the Prime Minister of the UK like thinks it's like so great, and like talking again like how like men are evil and everybody needs to watch this show. And I was like, the takeaway is you need to like set up age restrictions on like adult sites, sir. Not that you need to like not that you need to like make sure everybody believes that men are evil. So
Yes.
I don't know. And it's weird.
Protect the babies. And it's so like, I feel like it was easier to control us on the internet and phones because we didn't have access like they do now. But they also have like apps that help them. Like there's an app that looks like the calculator app, but it's actually something different. What it is, I don't know if it's messaging or pictures or what, but like I wouldn't click on the calculator app thinking my kid is doing something bad on it. They're sneaky.
They are sneaky.
So you can do all the parental controls you want, but they're still going to find a way.
Yeah, that's it. Razor phones only.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some way to positively end talking about this show.
There's one less fake killer on the streets.
That's true. Yeah, okay, you know what the other thing I don't like about it is? I wish that it was called something else, because I don't like it when they take something really bad and then try to like this is not what adolescence is supposed to be like.
This is childhood. This is it.
This is not adolescence. I wish they called it something more specific.
Maybe they did that on purpose. Like this is the new adolescence.
I think you're right. They probably did. But I hate it, is what I'm trying to say.
We don't like it.
Yeah. So I wish they had called it something more general. And I wish, because it's kind of presented, it is presented of like, this is how boys are, this is how men are. And I wish it was presented more of like, this is an extremely extreme case. Like
they're like, boys will be boys.
Yes. This is an extreme case. Like I wish it was presented more of like a true crime thing, and instead it's supposed to be like, this is how everybody is. Like, look out, mom and dad.
Choose your title.
Choose my title?
Yeah, what would you call it?
No smartphones for 13-year-olds.
Period. That's it. That's the title.
Choose my title. I don't know.
Idiot boy.
Boys need friends.
Singular.
Boys need friends, not the internet.
Yes.
Get a hobby. How about that? That's my title.
Get a real hobby.
Get a real hobby. Yeah, the internet. Remember when we were young and we just had MySpace? That was wholesome.
And it was educational. We were learning how to code.
Learning how to code? Yes, lots of coding.
We were rating our friends.
Ranking our friends?
Ranking our friends.
That's
who we liked the most. Right.
Man.
You think you can hurt me? I survived MySpace.
Such a burn to drop out of someone's top 8.
Or even just to go lower by like 1 spot. It's like, what the fuck happened?
It's more calculated if you drop from like 2 to 3, or God forbid, drop out of first place.
Yes, no. It's trauma.
One other funny thing that the kids at school have been doing, the older kids, is when I make a joke, like a cheesy, they think the biggest burn they can give me is to call me a millennial, which is like, it's a fact. I am a millennial.
Yes. Like you can't diss me because of the year I was born.
They think it's funny to like point out that I'm a millennial because it's very old to them. So when I make like a corny joke, they'll be like, ugh, millennial humor.
That's a good thing. I like being a millennial. I think we're cool.
I think we're cool too.
We know how to have fun, and they don't. We leave the house.
That's true. We do leave the house. That's one of my favorite things to do.
See?
Okay, but I would ultimately recommend, I think Adolescence is a good show. I just think you have to like put it in the proper context.
You have to be ready for it.
It's not a documentary, which some people literally think it is a documentary.
No. And it's definitely not like a happy watch.
Yeah, it's majorly depressed. Each episode, I got more depressed.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable. It's just
But yeah,
cool.
would recommend for sure. And the kid, again, like the kid, everybody that acted in it is really good, especially
Mhm.
the kid. Like I hope he has.
Props.
I think this was like his first thing that he did too.
Was
Like,
it? Wow.
yeah.
I saw just a clip of an interview he did where they're talking about the episode of him with the psychiatrist. Is that what she is?
Mhm.
Psychologist. And there's a part where he yawns that wasn't scripted. And she goes, "Am I boring you?" And you can see him smirk a little bit. And so he's talking about that part right there. And I thought that
Cool.
was really cute. And it was nice to see him as not a killer.
Yeah. Oh, did you recognize her from The Crown?
Yes, and I knew her face and I couldn't place where she was from, so I looked her up while I was watching it. But yes, I loved her.
I loved her in Princess Anne. Yeah. All right. Well, what was your favorite episode? School one?
Probably the first one. It it really sucked me in, and if that one would have been like the rest, I might not have watched the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Shall we transition?
Yep, let's 180.
All right, let's do a 180. All right, the other hot show on Netflix right now, Love on the Spectrum, season 3, which was a nice surprise. I didn't know it was coming, and then one day I just saw it, and
Yep, same. I just started seeing clips online. I was like, okay.
so we've got some old favorites back, like Connor. We've got Tanner back. We've got Danny. Then we also had
Abby
some new.
and
Oh
Abby
yeah,
and
David.
her boo, David.
How could I forget my boyfriend forever?
Yes, it's a bop.
All right, so let's start with the old favorites. One thing I was thinking about with the show, with these guys especially, is that they kept like, I feel like every time we see them, like the ante's getting upped. Like obviously Abby and David are getting deeper in their relationship, but even like Connor, he's like, okay, I want to hold hands with somebody. I want to kiss somebody. He's like, I'm trying to get laid. Like,
Yes, that was probably the most fun to see is like how they're like really into it now. When before they were like nervous just to go on a date,
yeah.
and now
Yeah,
they're properly dating.
Yeah, Connor used to be like speed dating and being like, doesn't like nature. Like,
Bye.
he's like, we're done here. Like, we don't even need the 5 minutes. But it's cool how their relationships are progressing. Their like level of openness is progressing. And I thought that was really cool. Even Tanner with his, he's trying to find the one. He's getting more confident. And
He is so stinking cute. I can't even stand it.
I used to hate
I love
Tanner.
Oh my God, I love him.
He's such a nice boy, but he can't stop talking. It's too intense.
I know. It's a lot, but I like to not talk. So to have somebody who is talking is perfect.
Yeah, but I've warmed up to him, and I was really proud of him in this season for all his.
He did good.
Yeah. I also, one thing I appreciate about this show when I was watching it is I was like, they just have like these gut feelings. Like they'll go on a date with somebody that like checks all the boxes or whatever, and they're like, nah, not for me.
Let's just be friends.
Hey, do you want to just be friends?
They know.
And then inexplicably, Connor's like, Georgie is a goddess.
Yes, and love.
And there's no, from the outside, you're like, why? Like,
it's based on literally like 2 things that they said to each other. He's like, this is it. We're done.
He's like, this is my wife right here.
This is my wifey. And I do love Georgie. And them together, like, it's so perfect. Like, you see Connor, having anxiety, and she's just like, it's okay. And she's just like not nervous at all. And it's like, what a good match.
They are well matched.
It's adorable.
I love the episode where Georgie comes to his house and meets his mom and sister, and Connor's like flipping out, and he's got like the code to tell his mom if she's being too much.
I love Connor angry.
He's so mean to his mom. It's so funny.
Oh my God. And she's just like, sorry. Just like such a normal mother-son, like driving him nuts.
Yeah, it's adorable. And I love when like everything was so perfect, like him giving her like a tour of his backyard and being like, this is where I'm gonna build my pool house or whatever.
Yeah.
Like my guest house.
So
cool.
Like,
do you want to kiss? Like,
was that their backyard? Jeez, I guess I didn't even notice.
Yeah. But yeah, Connor's come a long way. And I saw his mom give an interview recently. It sounds like they're still together.
Yay. Well, if you
them.
follow on socials, yes.
Oh, I haven't. Sorry.
And then Danny and what's his name?
Adon.
Adon, the breakup,
Sad.
because he won't put out.
That is so funny.
Oh my God. I love Danny. I just,
Is a sexual predator.
she
and
knows what she wants and she's not going to stop until she gets it.
She's been trying to pin this man down for literally years. And
She
he's
wants
like,
that deep.
she's like, this is an ultimatum. And he's like,
Yes.
I can't do it.
We can't be together then.
They're both like, I mean, I don't know if this is not cool. They're old and they could get married. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that
I
was
wondered
off the
that
table.
too. She probably would just to do it, you know?
I don't know.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
Adon, he doesn't seem like he's ready for any of it. They
Yeah,
could get
maybe.
married and I think he would still be afraid of her.
He'll be like, I think we should still wait.
Yeah, he's afraid. He's afraid. And I don't blame him
Yeah.
because Danny would absolutely go wild.
I would be afraid of Danny also. I'm actually shocked that she waited a year.
She's a predator.
In fairness to her, she's been very open from the get-go. It's not like it's not like she took him by surprise. This has been on the table since day one. And he's like, I'm open to it. And then he's like, actually,
Girly.
not open to it. I'm terrified of you.
I can't do this.
So yeah, but I'm sure Danny will do fine. You know, she's good at going after what she wants.
Yep, she'll get him.
Tanner, I believe, is not dating that one girl. But again, that was a situation where I was like, I love that he's gone out with like 10 girls where he's just like, no, not right. And then he meets this girl and he's like, she's mine. We're
doing this.
We're
the one
on another date.
He asked her to dance, right?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, they danced.
That was really cute.
Yes, I liked her. And I liked all of them, but the one that was really quiet and he's just like, doesn't know what to do because he talks and talks and talks and she's just kind of chilling. Like, that's probably how men feel about me when I was younger.
It's hilarious too that like you would think that he would want to be with someone who's more quiet and like can listen to him, but he's like, no, I need someone who can keep up with me. Like,
constant noise.
We need to have constantly be talking at each other, and it'll be beautiful.
There's no such thing as comfortable silence.
But I liked Abby and David in this series more than I've ever liked them.
Why is that? Because they were just like,
I think
they're like a married couple.
Yeah, I think they're super comfortable with each other. I love their little anniversary date to the winery where Abby was like, I don't like this wine.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I've just been pretending.
I think they're both, one of them or both of them is secretly very rich because they keep going on like the most expensive vacations and dates.
I agree with that.
And
I think David's rich.
It's not all from Netflix, I'll say that.
Nobody else got that fund.
Like they went on that boat tour in Newport and I was like, that's like one of the most expensive places in America. They're just going out for a boat tour with wine and cheese.
Yes, they're living the life.
They went on the African safari together.
So my absolute favorite thing, I just wait for it whenever they're on the screen, is when he will tell her that he loves her and she'll go, thank you. Like it just comes across so like bratty. Like if I were to do it, my husband would be like, you're not going to say it back? Like, I love you. Thank you. And she's just like chilling in the hot tub. Thank you. And I love it.
She kind of has like almost like a Miss Piggy attitude. And
it's a brat attitude.
I love it.
But she's not a brat. It's just brat attitude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's funny. And I liked her when she did the song, like "Be My Boyfriend Forever." That
Adorable.
was so funny, and so it was a good song. Like she's a good singer,
and she's talented.
And she wrote it herself, I think. Maybe she had some co-writers. I don't know, but
maybe
it was really well done.
Better than I could do. It was cute.
I was impressed. I also loved
David loved it.
David, that's the most important thing. David loved it.
Yeah,
he was like, "Yes, Abby, I will be your boyfriend forever."
Yeah, on it.
I loved also their family talking about them like not having sex or knowing how to have sex, and I was like, that would be hilarious if that's not true at all and they're
just banging all the time.
They're just like really good at sneaking around.
All of a sudden it's like Abby's pregnant,
which I'm sure is impossible, but I feel like the family was like a little bit cocky because I'm like, you guys better be careful because Abby's gonna come out of the blue one day and be like, I'm having a baby.
Y'all watch out. They'll figure it out.
So yeah, they're like, it's been 3 years. They haven't figured it out yet. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody's going to tell them.
They're gonna figure it out. I love their families together too. Like they just seem like one big family.
Yeah. David's triplets seem really cute too.
Yep, so cool.
So that reminds me also of some of the new people. Like Madison is one of the new people.
Is she the one with the American Girl house?
Yeah, she has a
Loved her.
bazillion dolls.
Loved her.
And I thought she was a little too intense at first. And then by the end of the series, I was like, I'm obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
She found her cowboy sweetheart. And
Sure did.
And the thing I thought was the funniest thing about them was that once they figured out that they could kiss, they like wouldn't stop.
Never stopped.
Even in front of her parents.
Yes.
Her dad's like, do I need to get a hose? Which is hilarious, but also like I'm kind of like, people who have autism aren't very good at reading the room, so I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, you know?
You would think, yeah. I also loved with them, it was like whiplash because they went from just like casual conversation and then all of a sudden it was like, I love you. It's like, whoa. She's doing
like,
it.
My first date, my first kiss, I love you. My first time saying I love you. And I was like,
here we go.
All right, Madison.
And then they never stopped kissing.
Literally never stop. Yeah, once they find out about sex, it's going to be game over.
Done.
But yeah, that was like, I was just like watching this show, like cackling of her, like her poor parents watching her, and they have such mixed feelings. They're like, we're so happy for her, and this is especially so uncomfortable. Dad.
You just gotta look away.
Yeah.
And the little nose scrunch she does, I loved watching her just to see her scrunch her nose. Adorable.
Yeah. And I like the guy too, how he was just like, he had a couple phrases that he just like kept saying, and he was always just like, all right, like whatever you want.
Yeah, he was so chill.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I was a little,
and he gets her presents, which she loves.
Yeah. And he got her really good and thoughtful presents that like she actually liked, which is cool.
He's listening.
Yeah, he seems like he's got not a lot going on, but he does.
Yeah, we don't ask for much. Listen to us when we speak.
That's it.
Buy us presents.
And he's doing it. He's crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his cowboy hat. I like that he was committed to the bit, wearing that cowboy hat all the time.
Very stylish.
I hope they're still together. Are you following them?
I saw a video recently, but they had like reposted a Christmas video.
Okay. Who else was new? That girl Perry from Boston.
Yes.
She's
the train. Yeah. She likes trains. Yes.
She loves trains. Yeah.
Loves it.
She also went pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
From
first
being
date,
like,
right?
Yeah. First date. Then she's like, do you want to kiss?
First date
like,
ever. And I didn't think, like, watching their first date, I was like, they don't like each other, but they probably still together. So
yeah. I also liked, like, she's like, I'm just having so much trouble finding love. And then all the boys in her train group are
obsessed.
Like trying to date.
In love,
she's like,
all of them.
And she's like, sorry, I think I'm going to try girls. You guys wait.
She's like, I just want somebody who loves the trains as much as I do. And there's like 3 guys who follow her around to watch all the trains. She's like, this isn't right.
Yeah. She's like, something's not adding up here. Like,
yeah. It's not you, it's me. I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel like she had chemistry with that other girl, but apparently, hey, they're the only two that need to feel it.
They figured it out.
Shoot, you know who I forgot about? James, also in Boston.
I love James.
Do you?
He cracks me up.
I love his parents the most. They have such a good sense of humor.
They do. And he can't, again, they drive him nuts.
But he's progressing. He's gone through like so many bad dates, so many times where he liked somebody and they didn't like him back or vice versa. And then he found somebody.
He did.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to like the girl he went and played darts with. They were like at a bar, it looked like.
Yeah.
She was so sweet.
I felt so bad for her. I was like, I know. She put herself out there so hard and
she was like, it's fine. I'm used to rejection.
Oh my gosh.
She's crying. It's terrible.
So sad. Yeah. I felt for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And James just like, nah, not for me.
It just didn't click for him.
He's like, you can't. He's like, the heart wants what it wants, you know?
If it's not there, it's not there. Can't blame a man for that.
True. At least he's being honest.
Yeah. Right from the start.
I hope there's a Hope there's a season 4.
There better be. There's gonna be a wedding
Oh my
season.
gosh. How happy. That would be so happy. I would love that.
Yeah.
Who do you think of all these people is most likely to get married first?
Abby and David.
Abby and David.
Definitely.
Abby definitely wants to get a big white dress and have a big party.
Yes. And I wonder, like, would their living arrangements change at all, or would they just sign the paper and keep living with their own families?
Good question. They seem pretty high functioning to me. I feel like they could live on their own. But
yeah. Or maybe like what Connor's doing, where he gets like a pool house or whatever.
Yeah,
Something
that
like
is
that.
actually, that's pretty awesome.
Well, Tanner lives alone on his, I mean, not alone. He's got his roommates, and there's got to be some sort of, I mean, it can't just be a regular apartment, right?
Yeah, probably not.
They must have, what do you call like the dorm moms
I don't know.
in college?
Like an
Where
RA?
there's like a, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something like that.
Maybe. I think that's a good setup for Connor too, because he's always with somebody. He's always got somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You see that one episode
Tanner.
where his mom comes into his workplace and just like chats with him at work, and I'm like, he's at work, lady. Have some respect.
My gosh. But I love his family too, and his sister. I love his sister.
His sister is just like him. It's so silly.
Yeah. And she's just like so normal with him, like just treats him like anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we talk about everybody? I think so. But yeah, it was nice. I just love those guys. They make me happy.
Are you the one who told me to watch? There's like a Love on the Spectrum Australia or something. Did you watch it? I haven't seen it. Is it just as good?
It's like the original. It started in Australia. Like the director or producer is Australian, and so I think he shot a season or 2 in Australia and then came to the US.
Is it as good as ours though, or like I'm attached to our characters, our kids?
I think there are some characters that are pretty good. In particular, there's one guy named Mike, and there's this really funny. I'll never forget this because it made me laugh so much. I hope I'm not ruining your experience. The dating coach keeps saying, like, you have to find someone who has common interests. You have to find someone who has common interests. Like, that's your thing. Once you find that, then you talk to that person and like try to build a relationship with them. And Mike loves collecting toys. And there's one episode where he goes speed dating and he talks to this girl and he's like, so what are your hobbies? And she said, I like to collect toys. And then he goes like to the camera.
No.
His eyes get huge and he looks at the camera.
Like, here we go.
And he's like, this is it. It's showtime, baby.
Action.
It's so endearing. It's amazing. So I really like it.
I love how they all have like at least one very specific thing that they are into. Where you're like, if you were to ask me like, what's your hobby? What's something you're into? I'm like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But they're like, I like collecting toys. I like American Girl dolls. I like trains. There's like a very...
And like a hobby that your partner needs to like too. Like, I don't think I have anything like that. Like,
the only thing I have in common with my husband is our children. We both love our kids. That's it.
Yeah. Like, even like, I'm trying to think of the things that I like spend the most time on. Like, I've dated guys who don't even like sports, and that's like the thing that I spend the most time. I guess guys that don't like to read, I don't really get along with. I guess that's probably it.
That's the thing.
I mean, romantically, I guess.
And see, I'm like, do you like to have fun? Let's go.
Do you like to eat dinner?
Do you enjoy meals?
Because I do.
How do you feel about queso?
What do you think about naps? Into them?
Blankets. What are your thoughts? What kind of pillows do you like?
Yeah, but even like literally no one ever told me. That's such a weird thing to say, like that you should date someone that has common interest as you. I guess
never found it.
It's sort of self-explanatory. Also, I've dated so many people that we don't have that much in common.
I'm like, look, I just want somebody who likes me back.
That's literally it. Can you tolerate being around me?
I just want somebody who can put up with me.
If we both can stand to be in the same room as me, it's a match.
We have to find similar hobbies. Too far. It's not going to happen.
We can find a hobby after we get together.
Right. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, maybe I need to find someone with common interests. I need to get an interest, and then
First step, find a hobby. What do I like?
Then I need to find someone who also likes that hobby.
Well, I did it wrong, apparently.
You're already locked in. It's too
I'm
late for you.
living a miserable life, according to these rules.
You're trapped. The autism dating coach would be like, "You're a lost cause, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry. Divorce
Best of luck to you in your marriage."
and your awful marriage.
Well, on that note,
Hmm.
I think that's it.
That's it.
How do we end this? I forget. Bye, everybody. We're your bitch pack
Bye.
friends.
I go, bye. That's
Bye.
it. Bye.